Hey, villagers. It's been quite a while, hasn't it? With all the projects and all that. Yeah, I've been taking my breaks very deep and serious. I've been holding on some projects that I'm still working on through, but that's not for this assessment stream. Whoa, video. This video is actually going to be reviewing all of 2025 and what I can see for the future of 2026. Though there is quite some things I might have to talk about that may be of a bit of a heavier topic. Uh, Besides all that, I hope you all have been enjoying your Christmas and New Year's. This assessment video will just be an idea of where we all are, not only in my career, but where we are in general in the future for our plans. So, where to begin? In August was actually my first time streaming in so long, actually. I've been kind of in and out during this time. I've been doing some streams during it, some small ones, just to get back into the flow while I had my job. But besides that, one of my big accomplishments during it was being able to reach not only a full week of streaming for the first time, I was able to do my first collab and reach affiliates, surprisingly. So quickly, too. I was very happy to have had all this happen so soon after my return. It was quite nice, actually. And of course, right before the end of the month, I did my first assessment stream. My first of many assessment videos that will soon to come, as you can see. Now, going into September, things are quite heating up lately. Obviously, I started getting into drawing some more. Obviously, in August, I did some drawing here or there, but September was when I fully tried to commit to it, and I had some confidence into working in it, and it was very awesome. I'm really glad to have pushed through to it. But that's not really what the point was, hasn't it? Well, this was silking it, and we started some games during it too, but mainly we were just playing Silk Song. Silk Song was practically the only game we were playing during that time. Sure, sure, we had a Hollow Knight session, but that was just the taste of what we could have had, right? We had our DRG, we had our peak, but mainly this is where the Silk Song really began, because this was the important time of the month. However, that is not the only highlight of that month. Remember when I brought up my affiliate just a moment ago? Well, it came back to bite me, hasn't it? Well, in a matter of that singular month, practically 90% of my entire streaming goal had just reached and been completed all at once. Now, how did that happen? I only got affiliate not too long after, and it was pretty much because of the peak session from my first time playing it. So, where did that go? Well, thanks to some crazy idea I had and some crazy but very supportive villagers that I had, we had a sub goal to reach. 100 subs, and I do the Pantheon runs of both Hollow Knight and Silk Song. Guess what happened? I just want to say thank you so much for all that. Not only was that the biggest goal we reached then, not only was that the first time I gotten paid on Twitch ever, really, this kickstarted the biggest surprise of one of my biggest goals I've been wanting to do long time. And it's so close now. But then it was like so far away. But it was only a matter of time before it could have happened. And I could not be any happier than that. Thank you. Thank you for doing this for me. And if it wasn't that exciting enough, October rolled around, and it was quite a spooky type of month. And with a huge paycheck on the way, just to make sure that those projects could be funded, the one major goal that I've been dreaming of for a while. Oh, we've been playing quite a spooky theme set of games. Games being Dead Cells, to name a few, Resident Evil, or even a new series we completed it and started some big ones and returned to some that we can start, that we have been starting. Outer Wilds, Silksong returned, and Persona. Everything seemed to be going great. Hell, I even went on a live stream to do a big, 100 follower goal. I started drawing for the stream. Not that anybody joined in, but everybody was vibing. They wanted to watch me draw and they thought it was very cute. I'm happy to have seen some people be very particular about it. I'm very glad to have seen it. But it wouldn't be me if it wasn't for what happened during it. In October, things started getting a whole lot worse for me, and I don't know what happened. All I could remember was I was feeling very down in the dumps. I had a lot of health issues, a lot of mental issues lately as well. I even kind of started self-doubting myself and just kind of lost myself in my own thoughts because despite everything, I just felt like I couldn't attach myself or separate myself from my peers. I always felt like I was overshadowed, but that was kind of the whole thing that I could remember, that I feel overshadowed, making me feel down, dark. Just couldn't think. It just didn't feel right. Not that I didn't have fun playing the games, of course. Just that I forced myself too hard to make myself be unique. Only for it to just feel like I'm just delving deeper back to something everybody's familiar with. Not to mention that I also realize that my stream schedule lines up with too many people that I want to watch, that I care to watch, that I'm interested in wanting to watch. Sticking around and realizing that, yeah, there are others that are much bigger than I am. But I didn't see it then. I just felt like I was going through an entire downward spiral suddenly. And I didn't know why at the time. I just felt like everyone around me was just kind of, I feel very bad for having to go after others or feel like I was going after others mentally speaking because of what I was thinking, going through. But that's just the way it is. Sometimes just brainworms just eat at you randomly, and just ever so curiously. It's just the way it is. I just hope that I can learn from it and try to adapt. I don't want to continue going down the downward spiral as hard as I did that month. It was a great time. I had a lot of fun. Hell, Belle even made some good edits for me. And I made some really good friends around that time. But that's just what happened. Mentally speaking, I almost just kind of faltered it. And that's just my fault, really. I just gotta learn to move past it. And that is the best I can look at. That's all. Things would not get any better in November. During that time, my first assessment video was uploaded. Not a stream, video. Why was it a video? Well, I did try to stream it at one point. However, clearly my body disagreed. And so during the assessment stream that I was supposed to announce the biggest surprise of my life, my body decided, no, it was not having it. And for the entire rest of the day, going from that stream till now, I completely had health issues out the wazoo. Not only just that, after what had happened dominoed into my body and my mental state just completely crashing. I just could not take it. Seems like my body just wore out. Oh, and I could not explain why. It was just what it is. It just happened. My body felt sick. My entire head was just tiring. I started sweating profusely. I had trouble breathing. Mentally speaking, I was also not even there. This was the worst month of this entire year, and I just don't understand why. Well, other than some outside factors like the worms and stress from my family, but that's just the way things had to be. So, I was not happy with the stream. In fact, how could anybody be happy with a stream like that? That was horrible. Not only was that just something I could not be proud to show on my Twitch page, that was also literally just me dying, nearly, on stream. So, I took it down and re-uploaded it with a new, different way. In that assessment video, however, we talked about quite a lot of things. 1, the plan going into 2026. Though mostly smaller stuff that I had plans for, potential ideas. But mainly talking about the October stream. But this is the biggest thing I got. On November the 3rd, well, November the 2nd, but November the 3rd, I have announced that I am becoming a VTuber on that day. It was such an exhilarating day, and I was really happy. Hell, I was teasing my progresses, or the previews of the progresses, throughout that month, throughout the previous month. And now, I finally get to show part of it. Not only to just my community, but to any future people that wanted to see it. It was so nice. But noting about my projects, I had made some major pushes to making some big strides to changes on my channel. But strides would not be strides if it wasn't for one major step. Even though I didn't have a big collaborator like a big VTuber, I had one massive stream collab moment. In that stream, we played Halo. And for Halo, we had some sub goals, but none of them got reached. But that's okay, it was not important. The important factor was Belle and I had a great time with it. That not only felt like the first time I've played Halo, my big first time playing Halo, it's also the first collab where I felt like it was a traditional VTuber experience. You know, the whole just being a gigantic clip farmer, being bad at video games, but it looking really funny. Obviously, I didn't do it on purpose, but it was so funny in the moment when you think about it. Honestly, despite my mental decline in being so horrendous and my health not being any better at that time, things took a massive step up by the end of November, and that was kind of where the burnout kind of began, but that was because I was overexerting myself and I needed to take that slow down, which was why some of them was not big rehashes. They were small. I needed to take things easy before, proceeding. Stuff like Silksong and well, Resident Evil and even Persona had to take a step back a bit just to make sure that my health was in check. But then again, I did complete Act 2 of Silksong beforehand, so there's that. And so left December. Everything was just seemingly going to crap. I just had to change of plans. And change of plans I did. I've been taking the first week of streaming a little slower than I normally do to account for one big stream coming into it. But I knew what I wanted to do for December. I wanted to finish all of the games that I possibly could, with the exceptions of a few, which was a shame that I couldn't deliver on all of them. There was a few games I wanted to accomplish, two of which I already did. One of which was a brand new week, a new second week of streaming. That being, I completed Pokemon. My first full session, full and through Pokemon Legends ZA with a twist. I decided to add a major sub-goal and bit goal. While not all the goals are going to be met for next month or even the month after, I can safely say that we've reached all of our goals. And I'm very happy. That broke me, but broke me in a very special way. A very happy kind of way. It puts a smile on my face knowing that all of my villagers have been able to support me all this time. And I'm glad to have stuck around when I could. I'm just happy to have been here all this time. For all of you to have been here all of this time. I'm so grateful to have all of you, and I feel like I didn't deserve you all. But hey, it was all for the fun of it, and we all had a great time playing in such an amazing Nintendo game. But not just a Nintendo game. Two very big special games on this channel. Silksong and Outer Wilds. And so begins our new age of 2026. Closing off 2025 with a spectacular finale of completing Silksong in that setting. I completed Outer Worlds with such a similar feeling. It kind of broke me, but it was kind of a sweet breaking. Silksong pumped me up so much more than I ever thought it could. And Pokemon just made my day. And that's wrapping up 2025. So, where does 2026 leave us? Well, on January the 13th, I will be doing the first stream of the year. It will be Kirby Air Riders. I'm so excited to play this game, or at least play the main story mode of the game on stream. It's gonna be so fun. But that's not the only Kirby thing we have that week. We have Forgotten Land, which is returning. We will be continuing to finish that game going forward. Not the only game we'll be completing, but first, before we get to that, Dispatch will be our first new game that isn't Nintendo related to be on the streams. It will be a 2-part series, I believe, considering my friend told me that it's not that long of a game. At least the main game, that is. So, it would be interesting to check out how well this game will be. How fun it would be to do the voiceovers, or maybe just how fun the game will be in general. Just to see what's going on. Not just that. January has Persona returning. This time, there will be no caveats. We will be finishing our Persona stream before our debut to have a big representation of something big. We have big plans, and I just want to make sure when I finish that game before debut. I want to enjoy the game as much as I can, but this would just be an undertaking. So I might have plans to switch out myself with other people and see if people will do the voiceovers for me if they have to. It will be very fun, but regardless, it'll be very nice to get through to Persona 4. Even though I'm not surprised that it's going to take me a long time, it is considered one of the longer games. And the harder games from what I've played, so no surprises there. But there are more games to come, but what I can say is I have two collabs coming into it. And not just 2 collabs, I have a potential third? Maybe we'll do more? Who knows? All I know is I got an art collab in the works. And, well, mostly an art collab in the works. I still gotta see if I can get people to do it. I've just been very busy lately. But an art collab, an actual collab on the 3rd of February, maybe the 4th. We're still finalizing things, but we got a big collab in February. And soon after that, we might have another set of a collab. We might return to Halo again, since this is not the only game we might do. The first one was just the start of it all, after all. But that's not the only thing we have planned. While I can't say more on projects, or even just straight up games, since I won't be able to be sure until we get there, I do have plans going into March and in the future. You will see it soon. I have a very special day happening on March, and you will see that special day. It's going to be very exciting when you'll see not only this new era of Veronica, but a new era and new journey we will take as a part of this kingdom that we all share together, villagers. And alas, I am off. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. And please, thank you for being here for all this time. Soon, I might make a 1 year overview and say, I'm so thankful that you all have been here all this time. So please, won't you have this dance with me? We will make it to the end if we have to. It may be long, but it won't be far. Thank you.